Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from carwow. So I'm sitting in a Hyundai i20N. Next to me is a Ford Fiesta ST, and next to that is a VW Polo Gti. And yes, you know it. We are going to have a drag race. Now let me tell you about this Hyundai. So it has a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine driving the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox. The engine puts out 204 horsepower and 275 newton meters of torque. This car is relatively light actually for a modern car. It comes in at 1,190 kilos. It's also good value for money. So it starts from around £25,000, but you get everything. You get a proper diff on the front. You get all the electronics you could ever need. Heated seats, full big digital driver's display, full big infotainment system, absolutely loaded and good to go. Now that Ford, it has a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine which puts out 200 horsepower and 290 newton meters of torque. That drives the front wheels again via a 6-speed manual gearbox. Now that car has a diff on it as well. That's because it's part of the performance pack, and that's the edition car actually, which is fully loaded. Does make it more expensive though. So that very car you got there, £27,000. There you can get a nicely equipped Ford Fiesta ST from £25,000 with a diff. The actual entry level starting price is only 22, but it lacks a bit of kit and it doesn't have that differential on the front axle, which is what you want. In terms of the weight of that Ford, 1,255 kilos. Finally, let's move on to that VW Polo GTi. It's actually the heaviest car here. It comes in at 1,355 kilos, which is quite a lot for a small car. Now, part of the reason for that is that it has an automatic gearbox with dual clutches. It's also a 6-speed and it also drives the front wheels. However, there's no limited slip diff on that VW at all. As for the engine, it's the biggest one here. 2 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol, puts out around 200 horsepower and has 320 newton meters of torque, so plenty of pulling power for that, but it's going to need it because of that added weight. As for the price, the Polo starts from just under £25,000. So for that one with the plus upgrade, so you've got nicer bits of kit on it and stuff like that, it's around £26,000. Now, all of these cars have launch control. Polo's obviously with its automatic gearbox, but both these manuals do as well. And all it does is really just hold the revs at a certain setting that you've pre-decided using the car's infotainment system. Then you sidestep the clutch and launch, and hopefully they'll hook up. But we'll see how that plays out in a moment. Shall we do this? Now, before we race, let's do the customary carwow sound check. So this Hyundai has a 3-stage sport exhaust, so I'm going to turn it all the way up to 3, obviously, and give it the revs. Let's have a listen to this engine. Oh, that makes quite a lot of noise and farty sounds. Oh yes, it definitely had all the beans. Excuse me. Let's have a listen to the 3-cylinder Fiesta. Go on, rev up the ST. Yeah, that's good. Quite like that. Finally then, the Volkswagen. I can't really hear anything. Fiesta, is he revving his engine?
I can't hear a thing.
And you're like next to him. Has it got a soft limiter, that Polo?
Yeah, soft limiter of 3.5.
The biggest engine makes the littlest noise. Do you know what? I'm going to give you a chance to come back. Let's do a horn test. See who's the horniest, right? I'm going to try my Hyundai. I wasn't expecting that kind of tone. It's a bit like, sounds a bit like a boat's horn. Anyway, let's hear the Fiesta. Okay, so your sound's a little bit flat. Come on, VW, pull one back with your horn. That's the best sounding horn for sure, right? It's got an Italian quality to it, even though it's German. So the VW has the horn. This is race.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that Fiesta's with me. Don't know where that Polo is. That Fiesta's coming out. Come on! No, this is so close. Wow. That was really interesting. I mean, my launch wasn't great, it's just struggling for grip. But Fiesta, I think you took it at the end.
Yeah, it wasn't the quickest off the line, but sort of clawed my way back at the end there.
Do you know what I think? This Hyundai, it's pretty punchy low down, but then towards the top end, it runs out of power. Whereas that Ford, I know, it just keeps on pulling, doesn't it? It's a really lovely little engine. How about that Polo? You lost that, but it looked like you were coming back towards the end.
Yeah, I've got a lot of wheel spin and torque steer off the line, but once it hooked up, I was definitely catching you guys.
Should we try it again?
3, 2, 1.
Brutal. Smashed them though. Well, that wasn't great for me again, but it was probably a bit better than before, and it went a little bit quicker that time. How about you?
Yeah, I was going nowhere quickly at all that time. I think I'm going to stick with the old launch control.
Polo, how's that for you?
I had a pretty good launch, but yeah, lots of wheel spin, and then I was behind you.
Okay, one last go to drag race these cars, see if we can do a bit better. It is a bit tricky when it's wet under tyre. Let's have a go.
3, 2, 1.
Not ideal. This does hook up okay. And I think today that's as good as it's going to be. Well, I did the exact same time as last time. How was it for you, Fiesta?
A lot of wheel spin off the line, even with launch control. Yeah, not as good as that first launch, I'm afraid.
Oh, how about for you, Polo?
Yeah, awful lot of wheel spin. Yeah, I can smell clutch. Not great.
Okay, we're going to give the drag one more go.
3, 2, 1.
Pretty brutal. Fiesta's pretty close. Come on, Hyundai! My darling, you're going to do it! Just think, Fiesta's closing. But that is it, woo! Do you know what? I think that's as good a launch as I'm going to get in these conditions. How about you, Fiesta?
Just uneven, wet patches, spinning the wheels up.
And how about you, Polo?
The wheel spin is extraordinary. It feels like it's going to spit you off into the field, and then it finally hooks up, but I wasn't catching you guys.
I thought that Fiesta was ever so slightly gaining on me, but you just run out of room.
A little bit longer, I would have definitely had you, I reckon.
Yeah, maybe the half mile, but this is about quarter mile, so bad luck. Do you know what? This has consistently put in pretty much the same time, apart from the very first race when it was a second slower to 16, about a second slower over the quarter mile. You want another time? Let's do it.
So then what exactly happened? Well, the Hyundai won, completing the standing quarter mile in 14.8 seconds. The Ford took 14.9 seconds, and the Volkswagen was last, finishing in 15.4 seconds.
Okay, now we're going to have a rolling race, and we're actually going to have the two manual cars in 5th gear. All the cars are in their normal settings, and when I count it in, the manual car is going to have to change down into second. Obviously the auto in the Polo will do it itself. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that was brutal. That Polo's gone. I was helped a little bit by the fact that this Hyundai has rev matching and the Ford doesn't. But that is it. Gearbox is sweet on this. It's really, 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 really sweet. How is that for you, Ford?
I think I was a little bit too brutal with my downshift there. Didn't seem to like it.
Polo, it's just easy for you, right?
Yeah, just sat here, planting my foot down, and it just went really nice and easy.
I'll tell you, that's the thing about the Polo. It's a daily driver. People who want a car that looks stylish, feels quite expensive inside, is easy to drive day to day, and then gives you performance when you want it. It's a great car for that. Right, we're going to try that again, but to make things a little bit more fair on the Fiesta, which seems to have slightly shorter gearing than this Hyundai, we're going to do the same thing again, but from 40 miles an hour. And I'm going to turn my rev matching off for this. So I'm going to have to deploy a little bit of skill if I can find some. Anyway, let's try it. 5th gear, 40 mile an hour. Downshift a second. Okay, right. There's 40. You ready, guys? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yeah. It's like that Fiesta. He seemed to have a bit of a jump on me. And it's closer with the Polo now, but it's starting to pull away. I think that is that. Hey Fiesta, you seem to have a bit of a jump, almost like you were jumping the gun. And then you dropped back. What happened?
I think it just fluffed my downshift again.
You fluffed your downshift again?
Again.
Okay, let's give him one more go. Let's do it. Here we are then. Let's get level. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Can't believe I'm ahead of the Polo. Come on! The Fiesta's coming now! No, he's not going to do it. That's the end. End of the runway. Yeah. So, that was really close. What happened with the Polo? Because earlier you were smashing it. Why did that take off so slow?
It looked like it changed down into 6, which meant it had a harder job of kicking down. It just took a little bit longer, and then you were level with me.
Ah, because then it had to go through some more gears, which made it slow. So, automatic can be the most relaxing, but sometimes when it's being too relaxing, it has to then shuffle more gears and then it loses. I'm going to take that as a sort of victory, maybe a hollow victory. Let's try something else. Right, this time we're going to do a rolling race locked in 3rd gear, cars in their sportiest setting. Here we are then. 3, 2, 1, go. That Fiesta took off. And that Polo's getting smashed now. It's got the biggest engine. No, not catching that Fiesta. Oh, that was so close. You just got the jump on me. It's almost like that has a little bit better response. You took off and then you stayed ahead. You weren't really increasing your lead. You just maintained it. Polo, you were behind.
Yeah, it wasn't great for me. It's like it tried to kick down another gear even though I was in 3rd, and then it woke up and carried on. But yeah, it didn't want to go as quickly as I thought it would.
And Fiesta, you pleased with that result this time?
Yeah, very happy with that one, mate. I think we can move on to the next event now.
All right. Okay, now go for a brake test from 70 miles an hour. When we reach the line, full emergency stop. Here is the line. The line is here. That's quite interesting. The Polo stopped in the shortest distance. The Fiesta and me were kind of neck and neck, and damp runway, it's hard to tell the difference. But yeah, I did just beat you ever so slightly, Fiesta.
Yeah, I'm going to put it down to having a wheel on that painted arrow, mate. Extra slippery.
Maybe. Polo, how come you stop so quickly?
I reckon this just manages its ABS really well.
Nice. Overall then, very interesting results. Anyway, that's enough of that.